Hey, family. I hope that all of you are well. Such a beautiful day today. And I want to give a shout out to those of you that have sent me money through PayPal. Now, first of all, the Bible Drive, I just recently sent out all of the remaining Bibles that were supposed to go out to those of you that asked for Bibles and everything. So I would like to thank some of the people that I didn't thank in the last video that sent payments after the fact, but their money also still went away to the Bible Drive. And I would like to give a shout out to Stephen Lubke, to Leonard Lyles, and to also Debbie Byers. Thank you all very, very much from the bottom of my heart for sending in your donations through PayPal. I greatly appreciate you. Now, also, those of you on Patreon, if you're interested in growing your own food hydroponically and also soil growing, then join me on Patreon, and you can become a patron for as little as $5. You can actually become a patron for less, but you won't get very many of the messages. But starting out at $5 a month, you can actually become a patron, and you can receive all sorts of videos on how to build your own hydroponic system, how to grow hydroponically, and also how to grow your food and soil, and then just other tips and hints on growing the best food, the biggest food, the healthiest food that you possibly can. So now I'm coming to you today for a story that's very, very sad, very, very disheartening. And if those of you are sensitive to footage of people being hurt, people being killed, people, I try to be real, y'all. I try to be real, and I try to bring you guys the real news. Some people were actually offended by that last video that I did about how in South Africa they were killing people that looked just like them, the xenophobic attacks and everything. A lot of people were offended by that, and they actually reported that video, and the video got yanked. But the thing you have to understand is that someone was saying that I don't care about the viewers, which is not true at all. I actually put an advisory sticker, like when you upload videos, you can click whether people of certain age or audience should be allowed to view your video. And I actually clicked that button saying 13 and below, they should not be able to view the video. And that's the only advisory button that there is and everything. So despite the fact that I put that advisory label on there, people still click the video, and they're very upset with me for putting that footage out there. Okay, so if you're sensitive and you don't want to see footage of people being hurt and everything, then I'm going to warn you before I play the video. And then also there's not nudity in this one and everything, but there's a lady in her underwear trying to escape. And basically what it is that these women in Kuwait that have been subjected to the Arabs, and they're enslaving them and everything, these women are actually running away. So I am going to go ahead and show you this footage right now so you can see for yourself. It's very, very sad, very disheartening that things like this are actually going on today, amongst our people.
Di kau kau English di.
This is the lama যখন ফটা হাত পানি
Kau English.
This is দেখো
Di kau English di.
দেখো মোবাইল দেখাই না লুকায় রাখো তুমি লাম দেখাইলে তারা দেখি লিবো তুমি হাতে রাখো অন্য তারা বুঝবে না মোবাইল সাইড দেখো ঠিক আছে
Gat.
গাত খালি গাত গাত খালি গাত এটা ইঞ্জি বাদ ধরো মোবাইলটা তো তোমার মোবাইল হেরা দেখলে সমস্যা তো
Kau English ni. Kau English ni.
ভাও ভাঙিছে এই ভাও ভাঙিছে দেখো হেরা দেখো ভাও ভাঙিছে তো
Sounds like somebody was being shot at.
পাউডার ভাঙি ভাই তো পাউডার কে পাউডার বলা হয়েছে আমার
ইস ফাও ভেঙে গেছে গা
বললাম না পাউডার ভাঙছে
এরপরে ভাল লাগতেছে
পাউডার বলা হবে
এরপরে
দেখো তো
পাল্লা করে যেতে
নিতে পারতো
And so that is the end of that footage. But it's very, very sad, you know, that all these women are fleeing for their lives. I mean, it's very terrible that they have to go through things like that. And I did a video about this a while back, about how a lot of our African sisters are being subjected to these Arabs, and they're beating them, they're killing them, they're enslaving them, they're making them work to the sweat of their brow, and all sorts of other curses that are going on. And if you take a look at my video, how your enslavers and how can your enslavers and colonizers give you God? In that video, I actually show footage. We will now take a look at the people that are on the African continent that are also Hebrews, and some of the curses that have befallen them as well. Our Hebrew brothers and sisters on the African continent have also been abused, tortured, murdered, and raped by the oppressors that gave them Islam, the Arabs. They are being enslaved to this very day in 2019.
$2.8 million women work as maids in the Middle East. Many have their passports confiscated on arrival, and some find themselves trapped inside homes where they're overworked, underpaid, and physically abused.
Nilipofika kwa jiko, Maria akapiga nduru, wakaamka. Mama, nini Maria? Nachomeka. Nisaidie mama. Alipotamka, nilihisi kuna mtu ananipiga mateke.
For a month, no one in Jordan, not her employers or the recruitment agency, informed Mary's family of the accident.
Now this is her. No, the world has come to know what is happening. As a mother, as a leader, I will not stand, I will not sit and watch this kind of. We are not animals. There is no slave trade anymore.
Despite stories of abuse, thousands of women from Kenya and Ghana still sign up with recruitment agencies, like this one in Jordan.
ماشي الحال؟
لا والله احنا على تركيز السوق الاردني على الغانيات بالدرجه الاولى احسن من كينيا، انا بالنسبه لي
احسن من كينيا؟
احسن من كينيا.
احنا كينيا احلى يا
لا انا بقول لك هلا شوف الكينيه تعليمها اعلى، هدول الشعب لهم بياخذوا هارد وركر. انا بعثت لك اخر جروب وصل في المحلات؟
ايه هودي ايه
صنع 11 بنت اياها؟
ايه بعقده شو خيي هيك يوصلوا كميه غير شكل. You are welcome here. And you have a good choice that you have Mr. Yusuf. He's one of the best agencies in Jordan.
Thank you, Dad. We must call you Dad.
Really? Thank you.
يا حبيبي بلشنا.
I appreciate. Thank you very much. And you too also so beautiful, really.
Thank you.
Neither of these agents is accused of abuse, but the abuse does happen, often behind closed doors and usually unreported. Some women, though, escape to safe houses, like this Caritas Center in Lebanon, where they are free to tell their stories.
He came where I was sleeping and he told me, I want you. And I told him, no, I can't, I'm married. And he told me, you're in my house, you have to obey my roles in this house. I was feeling confused, even I was wishing I would die. It was hard. I don't want to remember it.
Mary Mbela, the maid who was burnt while working in Jordan, died of her injuries a month after she was returned to Kenya. Her family was never compensated, while the fight against the trade in domestic servants continues for Emma Mbura.
Kwa sababu wanaokwenda Saudia ni wasichana wengi ambao mara nyingi si wasomi kutoka kwetu Mijikenda. Mimi leo siondoki hapa mpaka nikae na nyinyi wa mama kando na tupange hino Kilifi County kama wanawake.
Very, very sad situation. So a lot of melanated Americans don't believe that our African brothers and sisters are actually Israelites. And there are many of them that are Israelites. Not everybody was put on the slave ships per Deuteronomy 28:68. It says that we will go into slavery. But not every single solitary last one of the people were picked up in slavery. Don't forget that we had the sub-Saharan slave trade as well. And many of our fellow brothers and sisters went into the sub-Saharan slave trade. A lot of the Kenyans went into the sub-Saharan slave trade as well. And in fact, I actually got into a conversation with someone about that today, and they were just straight up like, oh, those people in Africa, those are not our people. And you know, in the Hebrew Israelite camps, don't help anything, because they add people that are not Israelites onto the chart, and then they take people off of their chart that actually are Israelites. You know, the people in Africa, like they skipped the whole continent, you know. And we know that a lot of our African brothers and sisters are in fact Israelites as well. They are the true chosen people as well, just like us in the Caribbean and in America. We are all the chosen people. We came from those people. You know what I mean? We came, those of us in the Caribbean and in America, we came from those people over there on the continent of Africa. Okay, they took us from there and brought us over here. And so that's what we have to keep in mind and understand, that some of these things that are going on with the people in Africa, this is part of the curses. This is part of the curses. So my heart goes out to all of these different people that are from Africa. And like they said, a lot of the Ghanaians and a lot of the Kenyans are actually going over there to the Middle East, despite hearing about a lot of these things that are going on with our sisters. Look, sisters in Africa, brothers in Africa, you guys, you have to stop. You guys have to stop going over there. And in that same video, I also have footage of what is happening to the men in Africa as well. How they're being killed when they're in their boats trying to go over there, and how oh my goodness, I mean, it's atrocious. Check out my video. How can your enslavers give you God? Take a look at my video, and it's going to show all of that footage of how our men and women from Africa are being abused by these Arab people. Okay, so let me know what you think in the comment section.